knows. Hi, I'm Katie Kempner, and welcome back to Huffington Post Live Stage here at Advertising Week. In addition to my role at CPB, I also have an online digital series of inspiring conversations with incredible working women balancing busy lives. If you want to check it out, you can go to katiekempner-perspectives.com, or you could just listen now because I'm about to talk to an incredible woman, Heidi Browning from Pandora. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me here today.
Thank you for joining me. So let's just jump in and talk a little bit about your career.
My career. Well, I have been in the business for about 20 years, a little over that, and I've worked on the client, the agency, and the media owner sides of the business, which is really phenomenal because I get to bring different perspectives from each side of the table to my daily life and to my team that's working with me. I guess my real passion, though, for work and where I found my real calling, my epiphany moment, was in the digital space. I was signed on to an early digital agency and found that fusion of media and technology and creative and data all together was like fascinating, and it was the future. And so, I took that with me throughout ad agencies. I was a global digital officer for a big ad agency, brought it with me to MySpace, where, we were disrupting the whole way people communicate and connect through social media. And now I'm at Pandora, where we're disrupting the way people think about radio through personalized music listening. It doesn't get any better than that because you add music to the list of fabulous things to work with.
And you have such a positive, this sounds a little new agey, but you have such a positive energy about you. I know you did a TEDx talk. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I did a TEDx talk about the positivity quotient, and we as women so often throughout society, we're always casting doubt on ourselves, always questioning ourselves about, can I do that? Can I be the leader? Can I, how do I look in this outfit? There's always this constant dialogue in your inner head about that. And for me, I think it's really important that women recognize that inner dialogue and immediately reframe it into the I can and break it down into the barriers that might be real, but you can get over them as long as you approach it with a completely different and positive attitude and an open mind that you can do it. I always think about it like at the gym where the trainer will put a big weight in front of you and you look at that and you say, I can't lift that weight.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, he wouldn't have put it there if he didn't think I could lift it. And so you just reframe your mind and you can do amazing things when you put your mind to it.
That's so interesting. Why do you think women do that? Because I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Why do you think women do that?
I don't know. I think it's something that we're taught through media and through through all of the movies and magazines and TVs and just growing up. It's like it might even just be part of a woman's psyche. I don't know, but we're always, maybe it's the inquisitiveness of a woman is also the curiosity that causes you to challenge yourself. And I just feel like it should be there. I think we should always be asking questions, but ask yourself the question in a positive frame.
And find your own path to doing things.
Absolutely, yeah.
So one of the things I find talking about your own path to doing things, that's you have a very interesting work or personal life balance with your husband, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have to get it on the table. I'm a complete workaholic insomniac, and it's because I love what I do. I love my job. And I couldn't do that without having my husband. He does not work. We have an untraditional household in the sense that his work is maintaining our home, and he cooks and he cleans and he does all the gardening and does all the laundry. I literally don't do anything. And I think
you don't not do anything.
I don't not do anything. But that's so that he does that. So when we're together, our time is just us together. So we both do our work and then we come and we have our times together. It's wonderful.
I mean, I think that's so amazing. I think there's more of non-traditional ways of doing things because you have to do what works for you as a family, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So now you have a lot of women who work with you, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that having a leadership team of women is any different than if it were just men?
Well, I've always had a lot of women on my team. I've always been able to identify little sparks of genius among women, and many of them have come with me from job to job to job.
Oh, really?
And I think it's so important to help nurture them and give them both the confidence as well as the humility to be leaders. And I've seen them grow and go to new jobs and new roles where they're actually in leadership roles. Some, even more senior than I, and it makes me so proud to see where they go in their careers.
Well, and you mentioned when we were talking before mentorship and how important mentorship is to you. I think a lot of women, there are all these organizations, but I think a lot of women don't quite know how to find a mentor or don't know what to look for. Do you have any suggestions?
I think I would take away where is the mentor in the ecosystem? Like a lot of people tend to go to, well, I want to have that job as a senior XYZ, or I want to, be the president. Like you don't have to talk to that person to get mentorship to get there. Sometimes mentors are in all kinds of places in your life and not just your organization, right? Mm-hmm. It could be a family member, it could be a coworker, it could be. I have a mentor who is she worked for me and she had a stroke at the age of 28. And for me, I look at her as a remarkable recovery, and she taught me what's important in life, right? Perspective. And so you just look for the people who have something that you are missing in your life, and then try to connect with them. But I also think you have to have a personality connection with that person too. It's really awkward in a mentor-mentee situation if you can't relate to each other, and so some level of common ground or personal connection is also really important. So
if somebody, now here's another question, what if someone's looking to be a mentor? Or not looking, but feels that they have stuff to share? You have any idea, like tips on how someone could do that?
Well, there are lots of companies have, professional mentor programs internally in their organization. I just say, be who you are, live it and act it and live up to your word, and people will find you. They'll see what you do and see what you contribute, and then the mentees will come running.
So you have had a really amazing career, and, if there was is there one thing that you did that you could kind of share and say, you know what, don't waste your time doing that,
I learned from every single experience I've had, and I happen to be a person who loves to work, right? I think my best piece of advice I got was always be yourself. And I went into, I worked for some senior level positions in big corporations, and somebody said to me, whatever you do, be yourself when you get there. Don't let them change you. Don't try to fit into the way that you think that they want you to be. And for me, I've retained that because I'm kind of a kooky personality. But you know what? I'm serious and I'm fun, and I really want to bring that to life and bring that to my team, and hope that people respect that in me when they work with me.
So I want to ask you one more question then. And you just gave some great advice. But if you were talking to somebody just starting out here today, or and you could give them one piece of advice of what they should do in their life on top of being themselves, what would it be?
I would say the piece of advice is listen and learn. Listen to the surroundings, the people around you, listen to the industry, listen to your colleagues, and learn from everything that you do. We can always improve upon, change, innovate everything we do in life, and that's the thing for me that keeps me driving, and I think keeps me driving ahead in my career too, because there's always that something new that I can learn, and I pursue it with a passion so that I can continue to expand myself. And I think that's what young people should do too.
That's terrific advice. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you for having me here. This is fun.
This was fun.
Anytime.
Thank you. And thank you so much. Check back again in a little while for some more interviews of perspectives. Thanks so much.